Public and famous. You recently was honored at the White House. How was that?
It was just a fantastic evening. The president and the first lady and a lot of the congressmen and senators there that were at the concert, they thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Probably the green room will never be the same anymore. But we had the what they call Memphis Music Stax era, and they just danced and had a wonderful, wonderful time there. And we got to talk with the president and first lady and everything, and take pictures and photo ops and everything. So it was great.
And when you came to Atlanta years ago, you made some history in Atlanta as well. You became the first black person to be a part of the Grammy chapter of Atlanta.
Yeah, I did.
Member,
I served on the Grammy board, and also one of the vice presidents of NARAS, and so I have been, I guess you might say, some groundbreaking going on for many years. Yeah.
But how do you be in the industry for 60 years and look as great as you look? What's the secret? We need to know that before you leave today.
Clean life. Clean living.
Clean living.
Not really, but I learned early on, because I started very early, like 14 in the business, and I was always observing some of the other older musicians and singers and things around me, and I learned early on you got to pace yourself, because I saw just some great musicians burn themselves out.
Okay, you've you're the president, CEO, founder of Wilby Records.
Right.
And you've had that for a number of years, and you have some exciting new projects out, and you have some coming out. Is that not true?
Oh yeah, we have, of course, Jeff Floyd out, and he's been all over the place.
Oh yeah, I like Jeff Floyd.
We've got the Total Package Band, who has a monster record out there now.
Is that Baby
Lifestyle?
Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
And also we've got a brand new thing that's coming out. We just completed the mixing of it on a young lady from here, Lola. And just a fantastic CD that she has coming out in June. And we've got Wizard Jones, of course. We've got a jazz project on him. And we've just got some great acts. We're a small independent label, but our acts can hold their own against anybody.
You've traveled around the world promoting and standing up to your own music. How are you received in other countries when you go and they know that you're William Bell, who did this song, that song, Trying to Love Too, Every Day Would Be Like a Holiday? What are people saying to you?
Oh, in other countries, actually, sometimes a lot better than here in the U.S.
Really?
Because we're like just kings over there. They treat us like royalty. Okay. They come to the performance with stuff that you recorded 30 years ago, and they've still got it all packaged up and want you to sign it. And oddly enough, they know more about your career, that things that you've forgotten after all the years, and they know who played on what and when you cut it, what studio you cut it in. And it's just rewarding to really know that they are that much into the music, and especially soul music.
Why is it you suppose that the United States is not more appreciative of our heritage of black music the way it is in Europe and other places?
Well, we are a current-oriented country. Everything is what's the flavor of the week. And if you're not coming with something continuously, you're soon forgotten. So we have got to learn to appreciate past things that people accomplished, and to appreciate and to know the origin, just like of blues and R&B and all of this, gospel. And we have got to learn to appreciate our culture. And oddly enough, most of us, if it's not on television, if it's not on the radio today, we don't want to know it.
Is the business still as much fun as it was when you first got in it at 14? You were having a great time, you were having fun, your high school, neighborhood people, all y'all became famous icons. Is it, you still enjoy it pretty much today?
Well, I still enjoy it, but the fun stopped when I learned the business.
Okay.
The business of music. I'm going, oh wow, all of this is involved. So, sometimes where ignorance is bliss, it's folly to be wise. So, but I'm glad I did learn the ropes in the business, and I learned from some of the masters. And but that puts a heavy responsibility on you individually, as well as trying to steer the people that you're working with, your artists and everything, in the right direction so that they can avoid some of the pitfalls.
Now the artists on Wilby Records, they look to you as a CEO of the label, but do they look to you as a mentor figure, like a big daddy figure in the music business?
Yeah, I didn't ask for that, but I can appreciate it, because if I can help a younger person's career and help them accomplish their dreams and aspirations, then that makes me feel good, because I can look back on my career of when I was working with some of the Hank Crawfords and Charles Lloyds and jazz musicians, Willie Mitchells and all these, Phineas Newborn. So all of these older jazz musicians who were in their late 20s and everything, and I'm 14, but they took me under their wings, and I'm still able to look back and appreciate and use some of the lessons that were taught me by these guys.
Even though, Mr. Bell, the industry has changed quite a bit, what direction and advice would you give individuals who want to be a part of the industry today? And you had mentioned before we went on the air that the industry has changed quite a bit. But even today, what would you say to someone who would wish to be as successful as you've been and be in the industry as long as you've been in it?
Well, first of all, any time that you have success in anything, you've got to really learn your craft. And I would tell youngsters, firstly, get your education, because you're going to have to utilize all of that learning. It is the business of music now. And thank God that technology has leveled the playing field, but you still have to maneuver in the business arena. And you've got to know how to promote, market yourself. You got to know how to be creative. And anything that you do it for the love of it. The monetary thing will come because that love will transcend into your product. But if you're doing it just for the monetary thing, sometimes it doesn't work, because you get disillusioned or whatever, because there is no overnight success in the music business.
You also planning some upcoming events, and I understand that you have a tour coming up as well, possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have some dates coming up with some of my cohorts in the old Stax label, Booker T.
Family reunion.
Yeah, and the Barkays and Eddie Floyd and Gene Knight and some more people, and we're looking forward to it. The White House thing just kind of opened some people's eyes and said, oh wow, we're not dead yet. We're still viable acts, and people are trying to see how they can book the shows in what arenas and a lot of the performance arts centers and stuff. So it's a good thing, because it's good for the genre of the music, which is of course the R&B soul music, because that's another avenue that we can promote it through live performances.
Now you're also a part of the Georgia Hall of Fame Museum.
Yeah,
you're on the board of that?
Inducted in that, and I'm on the board.
Right.
And quite a few other things that I've been in the business so long, and I've been lucky enough to get quite a few awards and stuff. Yeah.
Is the museum going to stay in Macon? I heard there's some talk about moving it out. It's not whatever it is, but will it stay in Macon, Georgia?
It's already out of Macon.
It's out of Macon?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It is pending right now. It's in limbo, but there is talk of it coming to Atlanta, which I hope it will.
Yeah, right,
I hope the
yes.
city embraces it.
Yes.
And because this is the ideal location for it, the traffic and the influx of Hartsfield Jackson Airport, that's the hub of the East Coast. And with that being said, the music industry and the movie industry are closely related, first cousins, I say.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's just time for us to really promote the music from Georgia, and I hope we can get more radio stations to go 24-hour blues R&B.
We don't have that now.
We do not have that now. We have a couple of stations here that are champions because they're still keeping the music alive. But I do hope that we can take the doctor here and some other people and put him on 24 hours a day, because the audience is out there. When you go to a live performance, the people are there. They just need to hear more of the music, more of the current music, as well as the old stuff.
I think the younger people will like it if they're exposed to
The
it.
younger people love it. In my, I tell people I've got 3 generations in my concerts now. I've got the grandparents, I've got the parents, and then I've got the kids.
Right.
And it's just great. It's a great feeling that you've been able to have that kind of longevity. You know, that you can you see somebody that's 22 years old. I've been listening to you my whole life. And my next question is, how old are you? Well, I'm 22. Yeah, you have.
Yes.
Even 30. Yes, you have. 45. Yes, you have.
You had a #1 hit on Billboard in the country on radio years ago called "Trying to Love Too."
Right.
And you did that with Atlanta musician Paul Mitchell.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Oh, when I first moved to Atlanta in the 70s, Paul was one of the first people. I would leave I had a studio downtown then on Glen Iris.
Right.
And I would leave there sometimes on the way home, and I'd stop by Dante's. And Paul was the first